What's up with you guys? It's Antgar ASMR. I'm back with a new video. Um, it's been about 2 years and some change, but I just wanted to come on here, give a life update. You know, I know I don't have the most subscribers, but I've just really been having it on my mind to want to upload an ASMR video. Yesterday I was like tossing and turning in bed. I honestly was in bed like at 10 p.m. And I honestly probably been asleep till like 1. I think the biggest thing was that I was honestly just thinking of this, you know, because although it's something like where I haven't had the success that I thought I would have one day, it's because of my lack of consistency. So I hope that, June 1st, new start, 2026, I can finally start to be consistent. Um, but enough of that, I do want to just give you guys an update. So I think the last time I uploaded a video, I was working as like a case manager in a outpatient setting, which all that means is like behavioral health. Like I deal personally with kids, adolescents that are struggling in their life, and I help them find services like therapy and things like that. I'm keeping it kind of broad because I don't know how to really describe it besides that. So at that time I was doing that, and I honestly wasn't fulfilled, besides the money piece where I wasn't making too much money. I really just didn't know what to do. There'll be times where I'll wake up at 12. It was kind of a job where you have to have discipline, kind of like uploading YouTube videos, where I would set my own schedule. I would go out to see kids, go out to see families, but I would really suck at like not canceling, really, like I would mostly just do like online meetings because I kind of got to that point where I didn't like the job anymore. And when I stop liking a job, it's like everyone know it, which I'm not really proud of, because why am I gonna stay somewhere I don't want to be at? Um, so I ended up eventually early in 2025 leaving that job, you know, um, and going back to school. So I'm just taking like an online school. I'm doing online classes for my master's now, and I want to eventually be a therapist. And I have about 1 year of school left now, so it's looking up, I guess, because that's always been a dream of mine, to help people and fix people's problems, which I see now that therapy, and more specifically like what I'm gonna get into, which is like social work, it has to do with a lot of like other things, like other factors that I necessarily can't control, but I could only do my best to help someone realize what they can do, like what they do have. So 2025, I quit, and I kind of demoted myself. So I went to a job. I always told myself, like, not, sorry, not always, but when I got to the point of not wanting to be there anymore, I was like, man, I just want a job that's brainless, like, that I don't need to do notes. Because if you're in a job where you do notes, which is like writing paragraphs inside, um, like to describe how something went, like let's say like a home visit, then that's what I hated doing. I would always be late at that. I would always really suck at doing that. So I went to a job that I would call brainless when I first started. So it was working in a mental hospital for, I mean, obviously people going through things, but it was like it's like a short term type of thing where if someone has like a mental break or going to psychosis, things like that, that's where they would end up. So I was just on the floor as a behavioral health tech, and it honestly got really, really hard. Like, I thought it was gonna be brainless, you know. I was making about the same as I was at my other job. So I kind of just thought it was gonna be different, you know. No paperwork, you just show up, it's 3 12-hour shifts. And it was hard. It was super hard because I'm someone that like I don't like to necessarily be physical with people. You know, I'm more like a chill guy or trying to be funny. So when someone comes at you crazy, you know, sometimes I would work with kids, sometimes adults. I would struggle with that confrontation piece, you know, because I in no way like do I ever want to put my hands on anybody, like adult or kid. And that type of job is like you hold people, you wrap them up to try to get someone to come inject them with something that would calm them down. You know, it's a certain medication or pill. Sometimes it's a shot, and it would really just mess with me. I would start dreading like coming in, and really the 12-hour shifts felt like 24 hours, you know, and they were back to back to back. So 3 in a row. And I felt like, you know, even though I had those 4 days off, I'm still doing school. I'm still, you know, trying to figure out how to mentally reset. Like those 4 days will fly by and I'm back at work and I'm already like it felt like a dark cloud, you know, when you go into a job you don't like. So eventually, towards the end of 2025, I'm still in school, you know, doing an internship now at the same place. So it feels crazy. It feels like I'm there all week, literally back to back. I would only rest Sundays. And now it feels like I'm going crazy, you know? So, like, the field I've chosen is very much like I have to really remember what I'm doing it for, like, which is to help others and also not let my own mental health go. So, if you guys ever try to get into something like this, like behavioral health, it's stressful, but it could be rewarding. You know, I would say like sometimes, like the kids, like the adolescents, would really make my day. And I know I probably have some old students when I used to teach for about a year that might still be subbed to me, which I was always looking out for the best interest, and I'm still doing that to this day. So in about, I got off topic, but I'm gonna do no cuts. Um, this is just getting my feet kind of wet. I'm gonna just upload this as it is. I don't even know what I'm gonna title this, but 2025, end of 2025. I got a better job offer. Same place, but now it's 40 hours, you know, get a pay jump, and doing something I was already doing, back to like a case manager, which now inside the mental hospital, at times it could be hard, like, you know, if there's a lot of work, a full unit, but it doesn't compare to the stress I was feeling at my main case manager job back in 2023, 2024. That was, I didn't want to get up, you know. It was hard for me, like I said, to make deadlines. And this was kind of a slower pace for higher pay. So I'm like, why not take that? You know? And I'm kind of putting my business out there, but it's just to show you guys, like, where I've been. And I feel like immense, like huge guilt that I keep giving up on. I would say my dreams of like being a content creator, or just inspiring like a larger amount of people. And I'm really sorry, guys, that I stopped uploading. You know, I see comments from about a year ago, and people just gave up on asking for me to come back. People are like, hey, come back, bro. Hey, come back. I love your content. And I kind of gave up. So I think I was doing it for, honestly, not the best reasons, you know, always wanting that external validation of having a lot of followers, and wanting to, you know, be someone big. But I'm cool with where I am now. I'm gonna upload these new videos. I want to explain what else went on with me. You know, I got diagnosed with OCD, social anxiety, which I honestly would say I had a feeling, you know. I don't let these things rule my life anymore, but I think that's kind of what affected a lot of my moving forward with stuff. So I want to make videos about that, how to deal with that, how to deal with anxiety, OCD, and just talk to you guys. If you guys can tell me, like, what you've been up to, I would really like to know where my followers been at, my OG followers, and subs. Just let me know, please. I know I'm just rambling. I'll probably title this Rambling or something. But that's where I've been at. New stage of life. Still in school, about a year left. And that's when I could take that jump on being a therapist. If that's what I want. So I really just want to thank you guys. I didn't really come into this with no specific, like, well, I can't think of the word. Like, steps? I can't even think of the word, but I'm gonna do no cuts. I really appreciate you guys that watched. This was really something I've been thinking of a lot, and I really hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you to all my old followers. I really appreciate you guys for not giving up on me. It's hard when you give up on yourself, but I feel like it's a new day, a new month, and I'm ready for a new beginning. So thank you guys.